Hello everyone, welcome back to the Ancillary Physics 3. In this lecture, we will see some of the basic aspects related to LCR circuit, and then we are going to derive the circuit equation for a series LCR circuit, and we are trying to deduce the solution for that equation. From that, we will define the term called resonant frequency. So this is the current lecture's content. Let's see. LCR circuit. As name implies, the circuit contains inductor, capacitor and resistor. Inductor, so it is capacitor, so it is denoted by the letter C and the unit farad. It is named after the scientist Farad. Then this is inductor, denoted by the letter L. It is because the scientist named Lenz, who has done some research on inductance, and the unit is Henry, and the resistance, the unit is ohm. A circuit which consisting of these three electrical components is called LCR circuit. See, when we apply a DC current, direct current to the circuit, it is controlled by the resistance of the circuit based on the Ohm's law. V, the applied voltage, that is proportional to the current at constant resistance at constant temperature, right? So this is applicable to direct current, while alternating current is controlled by the capacitor, inductor as well as resistors. Depending upon the values of the capacitors and resistors, the applied EMF may not be equal to the output. The applied EMF may not be equal to the output current. When an AC current is applied to an LCR circuit, it may not be equal in the output. That is, input alternating current may lead the output current or lag behind the output current. That we can understand, right? That we can remember by the word civil, CIVIL, right? I, but we can ignore the second I. You consider one letter once, so civil. You remember this word civil. Here it implies that in capacitors, current leads the voltage, right? Current leads the voltage. The output current leads the input EMF. Likewise, you can see in inductors, voltage leads the current. That is, the output current lags behind the input EMF, right? What is their relation? How to connect these statements with this word civil? C, current denoted by I, voltage denoted by V. So if you consider capacitors, current denoted by I leads the voltage. Suppose if you consider inductor denoted by L actually, so inductors, in inductors voltage leads the current. When you look from the right to left, inductors, in inductors voltage leads the current, right? As in the alternating current, as current leads voltage in one condition, voltage leads current in another condition. To quantize this, to represent this, the term called phase is introduced. The term called phase. You can define phase between two similar waveforms. You are given with the two waveforms of same frequency, then you can define phase, where phase is the position, right? Phase is a position of a point in time, that is instantaneous time. Instantaneous time on a waveform cycle. On a waveform cycle. See, let us consider a waveform. Let us consider a waveform. This waveform, for a complete cycle, it covers 360 degree or 2 pi angle. Okay. Now, x-axis is the time axis, y-axis may be voltage or current I. Now, the phase is a point, right? The phase is a, let us consider different points in this waveform. Different points in this waveform. Effectively, you can consider 360 points in this, each point for a degree distance. Now, this position of the point in time scale, that represents the phase simply. And we can define a phase difference when comparing two similar waves of same frequency. If we are considering a wave which is overlapping with that, then the phase difference will always 0. But if we are considering a wave of the same frequency but which is originating a point which is somewhere different than the original wave, then we can define a phase difference. That is, in this, at this point, suppose this is the first wave and this is the second wave, the position of the first wave is located here, while the position of the second wave is located here. Based on this, we can define a phase difference. This term phase is denoted by the angle pi. Phase is denoted by the letter pi, right? Phase difference. Phase difference we can denote it in the letter pi. It may not be, it may be plus, minus or 0 depending upon the the line of traverse between the two different waves. It is represented in degrees or radians. The unit of the phase difference is degrees or radians. Here in capacitors, current leads the voltage by 90 degree, whereas in inductors the voltage leads the current by 90 degree ideally. So these are something about the AC circuits, the LCR circuits, where alternating current, how it behaves for the input current to the output input voltage to the output current. Actually, so as the circuit which consisting of the capacitor, inductor and resistor, if it is driven by the alternating current, then we have said it is controlled by, the output is controlled by the capacitor, inductor and resistors, and as the presence of capacitor and inductor, current may lead the voltage or voltage may leads the current. So in this situation, the equation for an alternating current, the equation for the alternating current may be written with the inclusion of the term phase difference pi. So you can write I, which is equal to I naught sin omega t is the earlier notation when we are using direct current. For alternating current, we have to use the term pi, where I is the instantaneous current with respect to time. It is I, which is equal to instantaneous current with respect to time t. I naught is the peak current observed in a particular circuit. Omega is the angular frequency, t is the time, and phi is the phase. Okay. Now, if such alternating current is applied to an LCR circuit, then not simply the resistance will play the role, rather the effective resistance of these three components. So resistance is coming out from the resistor, whereas the effective resistance, that is actually denoted by impedance. impedance Z. It is the effective resistance to an AC, to an alternating current, and to an effective resistance to an alternating current offered by this composition of circuits. Actually, impedance Z is the combination of ohmic resistance and reactance. Ohmic resistance is the hindrance offered by the resistive component of the circuit, whereas reactance is the resistance offered by the inductive or capacitive component of the circuit. So ohmic resistance is denoted by R, reactance is denoted by X. Okay. Based on the element, whether this reactance comes from the resistance of the inductance or the resistance of the capacitance, we can define capacitive reactance that is denoted by Xc, or inductive reactance that is denoted by XL. So in sum, generally the term impedance is the ratio between the applied effective voltage E to the produced effective current I. Right? Now, this inductive reactance, this can be represented by the product of the angular frequency of the alternating current to the value of the inductance, that is the component that is whose inductance value is L, which offers the inductive reactance, and the linear conversion of the angular frequency is 2 pi nu, so 2 pi nu L, it is nu. Capacitive reactance is Xc, which is 1 over omega C. So we will get 1 by 2 pi nu C. So this is the capacitive reactance. In total, we can write the equation for the impedance as Z equal to square root of R square plus omega L minus 1 by omega C the whole square, where this is the resistive component, comes from the resistance. So these are all about the basic aspects of an LCR circuit. In a nutshell, the direct current is controlled by the resistive component, whereas alternating current is controlled by the inductor, capacitor and resistor. In an LCR circuit case, the input EMF maybe lead the output current or lag behind the output current. We can remember what happened when an applied EMF is applied to a capacitor circuit, pure capacitor or pure inductor. Using this term CIVL, simply you can remember civil. You can say that in capacitors, currents lead the voltage by 90. In inductors, in capacitors current leads the voltage by 90, in inductors voltage leads the current by 90 degree. We have defined the phase. It is nothing but the position of a point in time, instantaneous time, for an waveform which represents the alternate current. By comparing two similar frequency waveforms, we can define phase difference, which is denoted by phi, whose unit is considered to be degrees or radians, as the phase comes into the picture when the inductor and capacitors are present in a circuit. So we have introduced the term pi in the equation of the alternating current, and we have said the impedance is the combined effect of ohmic resistance and the reactance, where the ohmic resistance is the resistance offered by the resistive component, whereas the reactance, which may be the resistance offered by the capacitor, that is called the capacitive reactance, or the resistance offered by the inductance, it is called inductive reactance. Altogether as a sum, the impedance is defined as square root of R squared plus omega L minus 1 over omega C the whole square for an LCR circuit. This is derived from the inductive reactance and capacitive reactance, whose statements are there. So these are all some basics. Now we are going to derive the circuit equations for an LCR circuit, from which we are going to deduce the equation for, the condition for the resonance. In the LCR circuit, there are two kinds. One is series LCR circuit, another one is parallel LCR circuit. Let's see the series LCR circuit now, and whose derivations are going to be discussed now. So series LCR circuit, where inductor, capacitor, resistor are connected in series with an external AC source. This is inductor, this is capacitor, this is resistor, right? So for an capacitor, you can write the relation. The charge is equal to product of the capacitance and potential difference between these capacitive plates. If you differentiate with respect to T, then you will get dq by dt, which is equal to C into dV by dt. dq by dt, the rate of change of charge is nothing but current. You can say I, which is equal to C into dV by dt. Similarly, we have the relation for this is capacitor, this is inductor, this is capacitor. We have the relation for another relation is V, that is equal to L into di by dt. And for a resistance, we can write V is equal to I times R. Okay, so these are the known relations. Using this, applying Kirchhoff's voltage law. Okay, applying Kirchhoff voltage law, L, for L we can write V, that is equal to di by dt. These three relations that we are going to use to deduce the differential form of the equation that governing the function of this LCR circuit. By applying Kirchhoff voltage law. Kirchhoff voltage law to a closed loop. Current law will be applied to a node, voltage law will be applied to loop, right? Before applying Kirchhoff's voltage law, let me tell you one thing. In an AC circuit, if you are considering the directionality from minus to plus, then you have to put minus sign, right? If the direction is this direction, you have to put minus sign in the equation. If your direction is plus to minus, then you have to put plus sign. Here let us consider the clockwise direction starting from the inductor. What is that? According to KVL, in a simple sentence, sum of voltages in a closed loop is 0. Sum of voltages in a closed loop is 0. Applying this concept here, we will have the voltage across the inductor plus voltage across the capacitor plus voltage across the resistor, the sum, plus this voltage. What actually we have to do? This is plus, this is minus. Minus direction means we are moving from plus to minus, so that you can put minus. This we can write alternating current, so that you can write this as E, for example, which is equal to 0, which is equal to 0. So it is an AC voltage source, we can assume, so that now we can substitute these relations. Okay. First thing, for inductor you can replace V with di by dt, L into di by dt. So this is L into di by dt plus, then for capacitors in this case, what is voltage? You can write from this relation, you can write voltage is nothing but, you can write capital Q. Charge, simply charge, you can write capital Q or small q. Let's write capital Q. This is, we need to rewrite this equation for V, so that Q by C. So this you can write Q by C plus, here voltage across the resistor, that is I into R, which is equal to, this you can write, let's write this source, AC source, E, which is E naught cos omega t. You can write E equal to E naught, sorry, what we have defined earlier, E equal to E naught sin omega t we define for an AC source, so that here you can write this as minus E naught sin omega t, which is equal to 0. Okay, let's write, this is equation number 1, this is equation number 2. See, in this circuit we have two energy storage elements, capacitor and inductor. So in that case you have to write this as a second order differential equation. How to make this equation as a second order differential equation? You have to differentiate one more time, so that if you differentiate with respect to t, this becomes d square I by dt square plus 1 over c dq by dt plus r into di by dt. In right hand side it comes E naught sin omega t, E naught d by dt of sin omega t. Okay. Now this you can write as it is d square I by dt square plus, here let's write this now, or di by dt, rate of change of charge is nothing but current, dq by dt is equal to I, so that you can write this is 1 over c into I, which is equal to E naught, differentiation of sin omega t is nothing but cos omega t into omega, so you will bring the omega front side. This is equation number 3. Okay. Fine. So this is the differential equation for the series LCR circuit. Now guys, let's stop here. The derivation is little bit lengthier, so in this lecture we will stop here. We will resume back in the next lecture. Thank you.